Welcome to Extraterrestrial Reality. I'm very, very tired of the cover-up. It's very disappointing, and it's an insult to intelligence. That's what it is. It's become an insult to intelligence. I mean, right now, if you were to go on your computer and go to Google and type in UFOs, you're going to get 1,001 stories, different articles from the past month or so, right? You're going to just see UFO stories all over the place, all over X, all over Reddit, all over everywhere, Facebook, you name it, all social media platforms. Everyone's seeing UFOs all over the place. There are some mainstream news outlets that are talking about it, but again, for the most part, it's not being taken as seriously as it should be. I mean, we do have a lot of people in the UFO community. A lot of the big names are constantly talking about it. There's more news these days about UFOs, more discussion about UFOs than I think ever before. I've never seen anything like it. I think it started last year in 2024, and now it has now moved into this year. And there's just articles, there's stories, there's sightings, there's videos, there's all kinds of stuff. A lot of it very credible too. All the time, constantly, it never ends. And it's an insult to intelligence that at this juncture we still have like no truth coming from governments with regard to this. I mean, what's going on here? I mean, a lot of us out here know that there's something going on. We have the evidence now that backs it up. We know that it's not just the crafts themselves. We actually have the evidence that shows that there's beings here, just like everyone's been saying for all these decades. But at the same time, we don't have the truth coming from governments. We keep getting told the same old song and dance over and over and over again. And I'm just, it's an insult to intelligence. And, I just want to say something. Today I had a conversation with a gentleman, and I plan on meeting this person again in the future at some point. I'm going to meet with him personally, and he's going to show me this site where he had this sighting back in 2021. And I just want to tell you about this incredible sighting that this person, we'll just use his first name, Keith, along with his wife, back in 2021 in either late September or early October, somewhere around there. They were coming back from visiting a relative in New Jersey. They stayed overnight on a Saturday night, and it was a Sunday morning, and they drove from New Jersey into Pennsylvania, near a town in Carbondale, near Carbondale, Pennsylvania, a little town. And they're on this Route 6 in Pennsylvania, right outside of a town called Simpson. Or in the town called Simpson, right around that area, and they're driving north on Route 6. They're heading north, and he said that all of a sudden he sees this giant object in front of him, about a quarter of a mile away, only tree level. And his first thought was, this is a hot air balloon. It's a big giant hot air balloon that looks like it was made out of mylar. It was like a big giant cylindrical shaped thing. And he thought at first, what is he looking at? And he thought it was a hot air balloon. Then he realized that it wasn't. It was some kind of a giant orb just hanging out there in the sky right in front of him. So he stops the car, and him and his wife are looking at this thing, and the orb all of a sudden breaks into three. And then there's three orbs, and they're just rotating around each other, right? And he just can't believe what he's seeing. He says to his wife, he says, "Are you seeing this?" And his wife says, but look what's up above us here." And so not only were these weird orbs in front of his car, right, not even a quarter of a mile away, right? So his wife says, "There's something above us," and he looks out the window, and he sticks his head out the window. There's this big, giant, rectangular shaped object, silver along the sides, but in the center part of this rectangle, it was a green color, and it looked like it was moving, like it was liquid-like, and it was turning into other colors, like gold and red, and looks like it was moving around. And he's looking at this thing for like 20 seconds. He can't believe what he's seeing. He didn't even think about pulling his cell phone out because he was in complete, absolute awe of what was happening here. And then the next thing you know, the thing just vanished. He's not sure if it took off so fast that he couldn't tell that it just went away, or that it just vanished and disappeared using cloaking technology. He doesn't know. But the issue here is that Keith and his wife saw these objects, right? And we hear about these things, and it's incredible technology, but yet, and these are people that, weren't really interested in this subject until this incident that happened, and Keith wasn't anyhow. And now, he's interested in it now because him and his wife saw these things with their own eyes, incredible things, close-up encounters. And he said the giant rectangle that was hovering over his car, he said it was between 30 feet by 60 to 75 feet. It was very large, and it was about only 200 feet up above his car, and then it just vanished, and it was amazing. And this is not technology that we have, that scientists here on Earth have created. We don't have this kind of stuff, but yet we hear stories like this all the time, and yet we still have no answers from the government. We keep getting buffaloed. We keep getting gaslighted over and over and over again, and it's just tiring. I really do. Recently I was criticizing Stephen Greer because he made that 30 days. Well, maybe, you know what? I hope I'm wrong. I hope he's right. I hope he turns out to be a hero, because I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this cover-up. Everybody should be tired of it. This is ridiculous already. We need to take the next step and start trying to figure out what the hell's going on here with this, instead of this nonsense, playing these kind of games. So I just wanted to point this out before we get going. But speaking of that, the description from Keith with regard to those weird orbs. They said it was one object, and then it just broke off into three objects, and then they start spinning around each other. It was very strange. And at some point later this year, Keith has told me that he would meet me. We would meet somewhere, and he'll take us to that site, and I could take some pictures and video of this area where he saw these objects. And so that will be interesting, sort of something to look forward to later this year. But it's an incredible story. And this is a person, too. He's a professional. I mean, this is not some joker. This is a guy who is, he gets a professional job, and all of a sudden he sees this thing and he can't explain it, and he's looking for answers. Like all of us, we're sick of getting this runaround by governments telling us that they don't know what's going on when we know that they do. They know they have to have something, right? I don't care if they don't have all the answers. That's fine. But at least tell the rest of the people who don't know about this that we're not alone here, right? There's something else here with us. There's just no question about it, folks. I mean, how many stories have we gone over? Very, very credible stories. I mean, we have the evidence now that shows that for a fact that there's no question about it, that there are alien kind of creatures here, non-human, intelligent, whatever you want to say, right? There's something here with us. But speaking about those orbs, we've been hearing about the orb stories, the drone stories. Right? I hear Germany's having an issue with drones now. They think they might be from Russia using drones and flying them over sensitive areas in Germany, and now they're talking about blowing them up out of the sky. I mean, everyone's talking about this stuff these days, and we're not getting straight answers. We're just not getting straight answers about what's going on. And people are fed up with it. Everybody should be angry about this and fed up with it. Now, you're hearing this stuff about Donald Trump's going to be taking office and he's going to reveal this stuff. I really hope he does, because people are sick of this lying. We know that there's something here. We see it with our own eyes, a lot of us, right? I know some people don't want to look at it for whatever reason. Some people want to pretend it's not real for whatever reason. I don't know why, but we need to grow up and face this all together and get it over with. And I'm fed up with this cover-up. I want to talk about what's next. Like, what do we do next? Right? I'm sick of like trying to get everybody on board here, right? We need to get the government to tell everyone the truth already, and then this way, see, some people will only listen to what the officials tell them, right? That's the whole issue here. And we need these officials to finally tell the people the truth about what's going on, because all of us are fed up with it. Everybody in the UFO community is completely tired of this decades-old cover-up. We're just tired of the gaslighting. It's so absurd at this point. But anyway, speaking of those orbs that broke apart, was one big orb, he said, and then it broke into three of them, and they were just rotating around each other. There was something I just happened to come across today on Reddit, and this was something that was filmed in Russia sometime in the 80s or early 90s before Yeltsin took office. And this was on Reddit here. I just play this little video. There was fighter jets that were flown. There was some object was flying around Russian airspace, and so they sent up some fighter jets to investigate. And this is the video that they captured. It was released at some point during the early 90s, apparently. And you could see, look at this. It looks like two flying saucers, and they merged together. Of course, I'll leave the links for this so you could check it out for yourself. But this is incredible footage. It doesn't seem like it's a hoax. It was filmed from a jet fighter, but this is the kind of stuff And this is similar. I mean, it's not the same exact thing, right? That Keith was telling me about earlier today, but it is nonetheless some of these very, very strange, very, very strange. It's, okay, the objects are joining together. The objects, the orb that Keith was talking to me about today, they broke apart and became 3 orbs, and they were rotating around each other. What kind of technology is that? Who's responsible? Obviously, it's not the human race. Obviously, it's not. So we got a lot of different things going on, and it's just at this point I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm just extremely tired of it. It seems like some people in the UFO community are just, oh yeah, we're going to get disclosure next month, next week, or something. We're just tired. All of these people, everybody in the UFO community, we're all sick and tired of this obfuscation and lying and gaslighting. We just want to get to the next step already. We want the truth from the government. Tell us what the hell you know. If you don't know it all, that's fine, but let the rest of the people. There's people in this world who don't understand what the situation is, that we really are not alone. Right? We really aren't alone. There's something here with us. Some other intelligence is interacting with us, and we don't know what. Most of us out here don't know what. If the government, what have you learned after all these decades? It's time to reveal what you know. We're sick of it. We have whistleblowers left and right stepping forward. There's another guy just now I hear Randy Anderson. Let's talk about this guy. He just appeared on a podcast somewhere, and he's talking about that he saw secret programs himself, and now he's coming out to talk about just like other whistleblowers apparently. Randy, here's an article from ovniologia.com. I'll leave links for this. You'll find a few articles about this. It says Randy Anderson, off-world technology, bracelets, hieroglyphics, and UFOs. A new UFO whistleblower emerges. Randy Anderson claims to have been taken to an underground military facility where he witnessed an orb levitating and a bracelet emitting holograms with hieroglyphs. In a way, don't we already know something about this? Anyway, he says here, yesterday, Jesse Michael, the same YouTuber who caught the attention of the UFO community in 2023 with his exclusive interview with whistleblower David Grush, made another significant contribution. After his documentary on Grush was mysteriously removed from YouTube late last year due to a copyright strike, Jesse has now presented for the first time another UFO whistleblower. This time, it is Randy Anderson. A Green Beret with a DD-214 confirming his military service, described by Jesse as an American hero. And the DD-214 is an official document issued by the United States Department of Defense that serves as a record of an individual's military service. It is formally known as a certificate of release or discharge from active duty. So this guy has the paperwork to show that he really is who he says he is. And anyway, during this interview, it turns out that this Randy Anderson was taken to a place in 2014 where he saw some very strange things. Here it says, Randy Anderson is a veteran of the United States Special Forces who made extraordinary claims related to secret technologies. In March 2014, he was taken to an underground facility at the Naval Surface Warfare Center Crane in Indiana, where he claims he was shown a technology called off-world technology. During his visit, he witnessed a sphere levitating above a pedestal and a bracelet that emitted holographic text resembling hieroglyphs. He alleges that the latter object caused the death of one of those involved in the recovery of the technology. Anderson also revealed that while Wright-Patterson is conducting reverse engineering of the technologies recovered by the Air Force, Crane is doing the same for the United States Navy, including anti-gravity projects. So this is really interesting stuff. I'll leave the link for this entire article so you can check it out for yourself. But later on, it states, talks about the off-world technology. It says, little is known about this division within the Naval Sea Systems Command. Last July, the UAP GERB channel, which has been gaining recognition in the UFO community for its seriousness, released a documentary, which seems to have gone unnoticed, about the research division, and also anonymously presented the accusation from Randy. A dive into the Off-World Technologies Division, a program named by first-hand witness and U.S. Army Green Beret as conducting UFO technology reverse engineering. Between 2013 and 2015, Randy was sent to a special weapons center located near Crane, Indiana, to test foreign and domestic weaponry. And later on, it states, Randy describes witnessing impressive alien technologies during his visit to the underground facility at the Naval Surface Warfare Center Crane in Indiana in 2014. Among the most notable was an orb levitating above a podium displaying properties seemingly beyond the reach of known human technology. Additionally, he was introduced to a bracelet that emitted holographic texts resembling ancient hieroglyphs. The bracelet was said to have been responsible for the death of the person who attempted to recover it, raising questions about the nature of the technology and the dangers associated with it. These technologies, which defy the laws of physics and conventional engineering, are part of a military effort, as is widely known, to study and perhaps even reverse engineer NHI devices. Anyway, I'll leave the article here, the rest of the article, for you to check out for yourself. There's more to this. But it's another whistleblower stepping forward, and it sounds like he's a credible guy so far from what we see here. We're just people out here. It's just, what are we doing here? Why are we playing this stupid game, continuing to play this stupid game? All of us are tired. We're tired of it. We're really, really tired of it. There's UFOs all over the place. It's not just drones that people see. It's other things. Just recently, around Christmas time, there was another big sighting, a very strange sighting. A flight attendant captured a possible UFO while returning to Florida on a private flight. And here's an article from Cyber Cuba. It said, but she managed to record this mysterious object with her cell phone. And you'll see this object on the screen as I read some of this article. But this thing that we're looking at, these things that we're looking at here today, some of this stuff, obviously this isn't our stuff. Obviously, this isn't made by human beings. This is the kind of stuff people have been reporting for decades, and we still continue to get no answers from the government. We continue to get nothing. We're getting nothing. We have no evidence. Well, what do we get all last year from government officials, right? You think about it. The Department of Energy, Jennifer Granholm. Oh, there's no evidence. The Department of Defense says we absolutely have no evidence of UFOs or alien creatures in the United States. When we know that's not true. It's just not true. We have evidence. We were actually presenting that evidence last year at the same time while they were making these statements. The government has this evidence. They've been sitting on it and keeping it a secret while they reverse engineer it secretly for all these decades, and they won't tell the people about it. We're tired of it. We know that you have it. We know that you're holding these secrets back. What the hell do you know about these creatures that aren't human, that are intelligent, that are here? What do you know? We want the answers already. We want disclosure. It needs to happen. It really does. Anyway, and this was this article from CyberCube. It says the crew of a flight returning to Fort Lauderdale, Florida from the Dominican Republic experienced a perplexing episode while flying over the Bahamas on the night of December 23rd, when they witnessed a strange object in the sky for which they still cannot find an explanation. Aboard an empty plane from the private airline Surjet, the crew spotted a spherical and bright object moving at high speed, defying conventional explanations. Cassandra Martin, a flight attendant for Surjet who was a direct witness to the event, reported in a statement to Telemundo 51 that the object appeared at an altitude of approximately 40,000 feet, much higher than where drones typically operate. So obviously, this object is not a drone, no matter what any debunker tries to tell you. It says that the crew received a message from Miami Air Traffic Control shortly before the sighting, inquiring about the phenomenon. So it wasn't just the people in the plane, it was the people in the air traffic control tower looking at it on radar. So it was captured on radar apparently as well. It said, this is what Cassandra Martin said. Suddenly, I heard the air traffic control say, "We have a strange object. Can you identify it, please?" I looked to the left, and the pilot saw 3 objects. I only saw one, so I grabbed my phone and held it up to the window to try to record. He says the object remained visible for about 45 minutes. Okay, now, yeah. They're saying he. It's a she, Cassandra Martin. Anyway, and according to the flight attendant, it appeared to be surrounded by an electric field and had the ability to change color and zigzag in the air. It started as white and then turned green. It had something like an electric energy around it, specified the crew member of the private airline, who described the sighting as something completely unusual. I don't know what it was. I zoomed in as much as my phone allowed. The object stayed with us for a while and then disappeared. We were quite high, and that object was even higher than we were. So obviously you're looking at this object. What the hell is it? That's not normal. That's not a plane, right? That's not a drone, right? And it was on. They saw it during the entire flight. It's no star, right? It's nothing like that, right? It was moving. It was, so that this is what I'm talking about. These kind of things are happening all the time, right? We're not getting any answers from the government still after all these years. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I did a different podcast recently where I was talking about in the California wildfires. What a devastating story that is, and that's horrible. But at the same time, there have been UFOs being reported over these wildfires. And just recently, there was on this local affiliate, Fox affiliate 11 from Los Angeles, they had a apparent, they were filming from the sky of these wildfires during a live broadcast, right? And something goes zipping across the screen, and there were people across the internet that noticed this, like on TikTok. They posted segments of the video. Here, I'm going to play the video right now. You could see this crazy, it looks like a giant flying saucer comes flying into view. Now, I don't know if this is what it is, but it might be. I don't know what it is, but it's moving really fast. I have the video on the screen right now, and you can see all this smoke, and they're just panning over it, like from the helicopter view down on it. You can see this incredible smoke just burning along the West Hills neighborhood in the LA area. And then you see this little, looks like, I don't know if this is probably a regular plane or a helicopter. It's very small. It's very tiny, a little object you can see moving right there. But then look at this. Right there. Look at that thing come moving across the screen. Look at this. Let me pull it up again. Here it comes. Look at it. I'm going to pause it here a couple of times. There. Look at it. You see it right here? What the hell is that? See it? Wow. How about that? Well, I did take some still images of it. I'll pull them up here. Yeah, look at it. Here's one. I mean, that's a close-up of it. It looks like a big flying saucer. Now, some people saying it's a plane, that there were planes in the area. According to, if you go online, you know how you could figure out if there were planes in there. Of course there were other planes in that area. We know that there was a news helicopter in that area, but I don't know about this thing. And look at how fast it was moving. This is just a still image of that I blew up here so you can see it. This looks like it could be a flying saucer. I don't see any, it looks flat. It doesn't look like your regular old plane. It looks like it was moving at an incredibly high speed to me. I'm not sure, but this is just one. There's many instances of this happening. A lot of people are seeing these things over the California wildfires. Is it because, you have to ask yourself questions like, is it because that, maybe these things, the reason people are seeing these things over, like things like the wildfire, because people are filming a lot, so you're going to see stuff that's always there anyway. Maybe that's the story here with this phenomenon. Maybe that's why we're seeing things hovering over wildfires. And if here comes the object again, there it goes flying across the screen. I mean, I don't know. Looks look pretty strange to me. I'll do it one more time here. Here it comes flying across the screen. Doesn't look like it's a plane dropping water on the flames. Doesn't look like anything like that. It looks to me like a flying saucer, and a large one at that, and moving at a pretty fast clip. That's what it looks like to me. Doesn't make me right, but it might be. Look at, what is that? I don't know. After you ask yourself that question, I don't know. But it looks like it could be otherworldly, as far as I could see. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I'm sick of it. Everyone's sick of it. We're all tired of it. We're all tired of the cover-up. We want to get this. We want to move on from it. We want answers from the government, and that this is outrageous at this point that we're still not there after all of this time. It's time. It's way over time. Well, everyone's frustrated. Even when I was talking to Keith today, the person who told me about this thing, he said, he agreed with me that this is an injustice. It's an injustice that what we're dealing with here. That people, all of these years, think about it. Now, he saw that object. Now, of course, some people that he told, right, they're not going to believe him. They don't believe him, right? Some other people do. And this is what we have to deal with this phenomenon, because the government set up this stigma, and this is what we get now. This is the result. The result is that some people won't believe it because the officials don't said that there's nothing to it. But officials are lying to us. That's the whole issue here. They're lying. And so that's what needs to change here. Anyway, I want to go to get caught up here on some of the recent Spotify polls that I conducted. And I guess we'll start with, okay, yes. For the episode, let's see. Okay, yeah. For the episode Alien Bedroom Encounters, Drone Orb Update, and Fake UFO Videos, I asked this question. We're up to 30 votes now on this one. Would you have known that the viral video of a crash flying saucer in Arizona was fake the instant you saw it? Let's see. 30 votes so far. 5 people, or 16.7%, say no, while 25 people, or 83.3%, say yes. Now, of course, yeah, if you watched that podcast, if you remember that podcast, I was talking about this incredibly fake video that somebody, people online were trying to say that some people were believing was real. I thought it was fake the second, like within a second of looking at it, I thought it was fake. So most people here say they would have known that it was fake the instant they saw it. Only a very small number of people said they would not have. Okay, for the episode, When Aliens Inject You, also UAP Disclosure Fund to hold UFO webinar for police and first responders, I asked this question. Would you want to remember an alien abduction, or would you rather the NHI beings make you forget? 36 votes so far. Okay, 6 people, or 16.7%, say they want the memory removed, while a majority of people, 30 people, or 83.3%, say they want to remember. Let me just say this. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to remember? I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, in a way, yes, but in a way, no. I don't know. I'm not sure I want to remember. You know, I had that experience when I was a kid, and there might have been more to it, right? There might be more to it. I never got hypnotized. I'm not sure I want to remember. I'm not sure I want to go through that again, but maybe I will someday anyway, just for the heck of it, just to find out. I'll probably have to get in touch with some psychiatrist and set it all up and have myself hypnotized and have it filmed and see what I remember, what I recall. I just see it. I'll be back to being 8, 9 years old again, crying my eyeball, grown man laying on a couch, crying his eyeballs out, scared out of his gourd. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I don't know if I want to relive something like that, but maybe I'll do it someday. Maybe before it's all over with, I'll take care of that and do that. But I don't know. It seems like everybody wants to remember. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure. If you be careful what you wish for. That's all I got to say. I'm not sure I'd want to. I'm not sure if I would want to remember, to quite honest with you. Okay, for the episode, Sharp. Disclosure on the horizon in 2025. Also, UFOs spotted over California wildfires. I asked this question. Is the alien intelligence on Earth responsible for UFOs seen over California's wildfires? 33 votes so far. Wow. Only 13 people, or 39.4%, say yes, while a majority, 20 people, or 60.6%, say no. I don't know. I mean, we looked at some of the images. We had just showed another one. It looked like it could be a flying saucer, but I can't say that with 100% certainty. I don't know. I think that they could be around us all the time. And I think that one of the reasons we might be seeing them here, which I did not say last time I was talking about this, one of the reasons is that they're just there all the time. And now that there's, like, for instance, there's wildfires, a war, whatever you have, more cameras are focused on the sky, you know, from airplanes, from helicopters, and that's why we're capturing these things. More people are filming the wildfires from the ground, for instance, and you're seeing more objects just because we're just filming things, and they're just around us at all times. We just don't notice. It's not like we're all standing outside 24 hours a day looking around, seeing if we could see a UFO. We're not looking at that. We're not looking through the sky all the time. We're driving down the street in our car, or when we're taking a jog, or whatever you're doing, right? You're just not paying attention. But when people are filming something because there's something going on, chances are you're going to catch something. I think it's very possible that they're around us at all times. Like I've talked about before, John Billingsley, he's an attorney from Los Angeles, and I hope he's doing well. Because of what's going on out there. He lives in Los Angeles. Now he's filming these things all the time. He's been paying attention. He's been taking the time out, and he regularly captures stuff flying at high clips of speed through the atmosphere. So if you were to do that, you might see stuff. If you're looking all the time, you might catch something. Okay, for the episode, evidence of possible second landed craft and FBI CIA cover-up of the Las Vegas alien incident emerges. I asked this question. Did federal agents take action to cover up the Las Vegas alien incident? 24 votes so far. 4 people or 16.7% say no, while 20 people or 83.3% say yes. Yes, I think that they most certainly did. I think it's being covered up. I think they're working to cover it up right now. I think that's what's happening right now. I think we're being covered up right now. I think this has been covered up since it happened. Unfortunately for them, that video was published on Reddit, I think, within a week. And it's too late, and there's nothing they can do about it now. Everybody can see it. Everyone can look at it. Anyone who wants to know the truth, right? All it has to do is check out some videos online about the Vegas aliens, and they're gonna know. But yeah, I believe that they don't want to talk about this, and I believe that they are covering it up, and I think they've been working to cover it up ever since it started. And I believe that some people in the Las Vegas Police Department know that there's been a cover up by the federal government with regard to this, and they have their tongues tied because of that. Yes, there's a cover-up. I agree with the majority. Okay, for the episode, Scott Roeder discusses upcoming Ancient Aliens episode on Vegas aliens and planned FBI meeting and more. I asked this question: will the Ancient Aliens episode about the Las Vegas aliens finally wake the world up to the significance of the incident? 35 votes so far. 5 people or 14.3% say yes. 14 people or 40% say maybe, and 16 people or 45.7% say no. I'm going to go with the middle there. I'm going to go with the maybes. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, who knows what kind of effect it will have? Who knows what's going to be included in the final episode or how it will be presented? These are a different group, a different production. Hopefully it's done very well and it's very clear and plain so people can understand. And maybe it will eventually lead to it. I don't know. I'm going to say maybe. I agree with the middle ground there. I'm not going to say no. But I think it's, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, we've been talking about it over close to a year here. Well, over a year, but we really didn't have the absolute proof until April 2nd when we presented that. And it's almost a year now. I mean, get moving toward that, and that hasn't worked. I mean, even though there were some articles and stuff, the world doesn't really know about this. And I'm not sure if it's going to change anything. I don't know what the presentation on how that's going to happen. Well, it's a wait and see. It's a maybe. I don't know. I think that's the best thing you could say is maybe. I agree with the maybes. All right. Well, I just want to say this. I want to say thank you all for joining me today. Until next time.